Hello everyone, today we're talking about XRP in regards to Bob Way, ex-Ripple employee, going into detail over the history between R3 and Ripple, where that puts XRP in the place of things. Is it involved? Is it not involved? Let's talk about the details involved, because why is this very interesting? Well, when it comes to R3, they own Corda, a DLT platform, and we are talking about 99% of financial services and fulfilling the needs of banks by a banking consortium. Also in regards to Corda Settler, built on Corda, XRP's involvement, or is there a new model that's going to make Corda Settler obsolete? Let's talk about that in today's video. A lot of value. Stay around to the end. And without further ado, here we go. So the first part I'm going to read is Bob's thread, but just certain parts that are relevant to the point I'm trying to make. It's very long. I will leave it down below for you guys to check out after you watch this video. So enter R3. R3 were a group of people who saw that distributed ledgers were resonating with bankers and others with money. He also saw that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency weren't gaining public traction. They didn't have any tech at the time, but they're also in the market themselves. So they realized that banks had no research or done no research into distributed ledger technology, but because of Ripple's media success, everyone was interested in the topic. So they pitched themselves as a research consortia, one made up of bankers who wanted to research banking needs. So firstly, it was an upfront fee and monthly payments. They got popular really quick. And along the way, some proposed that R3 and Ripple should partner. This is very important to highlight. Keep in mind, R3 had bankers, but no ledger software all early on. So further down, we can read here, distributed ledger technology in regards to R3, here we can see here. So R3 didn't have demonstrable tech, but Ripple did. Keep in mind, this is also a while ago, but in regards to XRP being that fast, trustless, reliable settlement asset, having use with or without R3 Corda. I want to be a little bit more here in regards to R3 bankers. We can see all of R3 bankers and some of Ripple's bankers came to see the hands-on demo and send XRP back and forth to each other. They were mind blown by the whole sort of process. So R3 was happy. New finance folks at Ripple were happy, but they didn't want Ripple to do because they wanted permission private. Ripple had open and transparent. So they would build their own system to meet the bankers' perceived needs, but somehow they would use XRP to move value around, but then saw little need for XRP. So contracts were drawn up, one about R3 and Ripple working together, and the second one gave R3 an option to buy XRP at a higher than market rate. This is where things got really complicated. Now I'm going to read from a perspective that I've seen before and what I believed up until this point, which is true, but it's from a different perspective, right? So Ripple agreed to sell R3 5 billion XRP at 0.0085 cents per XRP. And after the agreement, the price of XRP skyrocketed to 26 cents per XRP. Therefore, the contract was worth over $1 billion worth. So Ripple, seeing that the actual price of XRP increased, cancelled the contract. R3 didn't like that, and then they sued them as per the agreement in the contract. Now, from that perspective, it seems like R3 is in the right, but let's hear it from Ripple's perspective, next Ripple employees' perspective. After a little bit more reading, we will come to a conclusion, just a little bit more reading. So, someone really effed up the contracts. The option contracts was written in a separate document from the partnership document. Nobody connected to the documents with a performance clause. So, no one noticed for a really long time. R3 didn't perform any services for Ripple. Neither the XRP price increased, so options stayed out of the money. Everyone knows what happened next. So, R3 came to Ripple to exercise that option. They were baffled. They didn't do anything as part of the partnership. The whole thing was a bust. Ripple had no position, no performance, no reward, the intention of the original deal. So XRP was going up and up. They wanted to exercise the option to dump XRP. They didn't really deserve it in his opinion. So further down, we can see here the lawyers actually checked the documents. They realized the actual screw up that happened. It appeared Ripple had unilaterally promised XRP to R3 without R3 having to do anything at all. And moving forward to a settlement. So SEC legal papers reveal R3 Ripple settlement was more than $240 million. So from one side, we have Broadgarden House saying that R3 not only deceived Ripple on the number of banks that were going to leave the consortium, and R3 held the stance it was illegal for Ripple to terminate the contract and motivated by the price of XRP moving to the upside. Now, regardless of this was a long time ago, and things can change since then. Also, in regards to R3, the relation to XRP, R3 products can utilize XRP without having any connection to Ripple. From Bob's perspective, they were marginally happy in the end. It's also important to mention the Corda Settler came after the case when they still had somewhat of a relationship. So let's go into detail what it's all about. There's a lot of misinformation about the Corda Settler. So the Corda Settler is a reference Corda app implemented by R3. It provides a framework for handling on-ledger settlement through off-ledger payments. These can be payments via cryptocurrency subject to public blockchains, as well as via traditional payment systems like a bank API. So we can see here back in 2018, December the 5th, to facilitate global payments in Corda XRP, the first settlement mechanism. Although this might seem like huge information, and I'm still seeing this article being pulled up in arguments in 2023, the Corda settler is not XRP specific, right? It's intended to handle any asset, right? Not just intended for XRP. XRP was the first, but not just XRP. And here, another ex-Ripple employee, Matt Hamilton, the Corda settler did use XRP, but it was just a proof of concept. So we have two likely scenarios. So number one is it was just a proof of concept as minimum work in order to settle. Number two, XRP is being used behind the scenes. And so let me know down below what you think the actual answer is, because none of us can truly know, but I think the answer is point to one answer. Right now, in regards to the Corda settler, we can see an upgrade here back in 2022. So we can see Nexus Mutual and the integration of the Corda settler with Corda-based networks will eventually be surpassed by a Corda payments SDK that is currently in development at R3 to integrate with existing payment rails. Is XRP involved? We don't know. I highly doubt it is, but I always refer to XRP in the ODL. So the situation where Corda needs to use the ODL for a corridor, so to speak, XRP then will be utilized. Also seen the argument that SBI and Yoshitaka hold a stake in both, right? So that should mean something, but I haven't seen anything come from that just yet, and we're in 2023. But let me know your opinions down below. It's open to interpretation, right? Also on Project Ion, a lot of misinformation around this project because the XRP is somehow involved. There's no actual documentation XRP or Ripple is actually involved, right? They're using Corda DLT and settling in fiat, right? So here we can see, congrats, your big announcement on the move to T+0 settlement times, big step forward. My question is, will digital assets be a viable option for settling these transactions? And if so, which ones? XDC and XRP come to mind. So we can see here, let me zoom in a little bit more. So currently all trades settled in DTC settled versus US dollars. We are exploring expanding that to stablecoins or US CBDC should one develop, but there is no timeline for these changes at this point. Could XRP be used in the future? Possibly. You know, when it comes to settlement, it is the fastest, most trustless, reliable settlement asset in the market, right? It doesn't make sense for it not to be used, but people have this notion, this idea that XRP has to be involved with every single thing in the planet. It doesn't have to be. My main focus for XRP, the price moving, is when it comes to these ODL volumes increasing from retail-based payment service providers to wholesale payments, when the demand is outweighing the supply. That is where my attention is focused to. And the case ending. Now, here we have Brad Garnhouse speaking at the World Economic Forum. There's a little interview here with CNBC going into detail about the case ending, possibly ending the first half of this year. That is pretty much it for today's video. I'd be really interested to hear your opinions down below on the two scenarios, what you think, because no one can answer 100% for sure if it's number two or it's number one. But with the information provided, with clarity and context, I think you can draw your own conclusions on what you think the real answer is. So let me know down below what you personally think. But made this fun video. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Are you nearing an end potentially? Are you planning to settle with the SEC?
Well, we have always said that we would love to settle, but it requires one very, very, very important thing, and that is that on a go-forward basis, it's clear that XRP is not a security. The SEC and Gary Gensler has very outwardly said he views almost all crypto as a security, and so that leaves very little space in a Venn diagram for settlement. The case is now fully briefed in front of the judge, and judges take however long the judges will take. We're optimistic that this will certainly be resolved in 2023 and maybe the first half. So we'll see how it plays out from here. But I feel very good about where we are relative to the law and the facts.
So are you going to wait for the judge to come out with a decision on this one?
I'm very optimistic, and I think absent some significant change in posture from the SEC, I can't imagine that we won't have resolution from the judge. I also will point out, and I've certainly something I've heard here in Davos repeatedly, is how important this is, not just to how Ripple it goes forward, but also really the whole crypto industry in the United States. And I keep reminding people that outside the United States, crypto is still thriving, Ripple is still thriving, and we should make sure we're continuing to engage non-US regulators as well.
I mean, it's also difficult to say it's thriving when so many people have lost a lot of money speculating. And the key word here is speculating on the price of Bitcoin and various other cryptocurrencies. I remember back at the peak, there was a lot of talk about institutions getting involved. Given what we've seen, given the price action, given the drawdowns, given the numerous amounts of fraud cases that have gone on in the space, doesn't it feel like the hurdle is extremely high, if not impossible now, to get institutions involved? If you were sitting on a board of a pension fund, how could you justify to them that you're going to get involved in cryptocurrencies?
Well, I think it depends upon how we're defining institutional involvement. When I think about institutional involvement with Ripple, I'm thinking about financial institutions, banks, payment providers who are using our technologies to solve a cross-border payments problem. They've continued to engage, we've continued to grow, and so I feel good about that. But look, I think anytime you have this kind of change, people take a moment. I also think, and I pointed out in one of the sessions I was in at Davos here yesterday, is we talk about, obviously, crypto is down 65%. Tesla is down 65%. Facebook is down about 65%. No one's saying, hey, we shouldn't invest in Tesla or Facebook. So I think we have to, clearly, I would much rather not have the volatility we've seen in crypto in 2022, but I think we also have to look at that in concert of other kind of growth investment areas. And again, to your point, most of crypto has been speculation. If it's just speculation, I don't think that's long-term sustainable. We need to focus on utility and make sure we're solving problems for customers.